Welcome to Part 1A, How to be a Successful Project Manager Without a PMP Cert and Make Six Figures. So in the first part 1, I talked about learning and studying and preparing to be a project manager, understanding the methodology of project management, what it takes to be able to deliver and execute, and the tools and techniques that you need to do to prep and prepare yourself for uh, your career as a project manager. So, in this session, I want to talk about tools and techniques that project managers lean on heavily to successfully execute, manage, oversee, make sure that they are documenting and tracking and all of the things that they need in terms of how they stay organized and help them to um, manage the project, um, you know, engage with the client, and coordinate and manage their team members, their project team members. So, the first one that is very key and is very general, everybody pretty much knows project schedule, putting together a project schedule, an MS project. So Microsoft has a suite of applications that generally everybody uses who works in business, whether you're doing Excel, Word, PowerPoint, or any other of the other suites. Microsoft Project is an extension of those suites. Typically, that application is not a part of the general suite, so it's provided by a separate license that you would have to pretty much inquire from your company or purchase if you are independent project manager. So MS Project is a application that uses help you to be able to pull together your task, all of your task milestones, goals, resources, timelines, and you can even incorporate budget into this tool. So it's very useful, um, and it is. I wouldn't say it's intuitive because it can be very complex to use and very time consuming when setting up a project. So definitely taking a class if you've never a class on it if you've never used the tool before, to kind of help you get the fundamentals and foundations of how to use MS Project. Or you can definitely use a tutorial on YouTube, right, to show you how to use MS Project. But typically, when you are preparing and kicking off your project, after you've kicked off your project and started the planning phase, Microsoft Project is the first thing that you will have to put together to understand where your milestones are, all of your tasks, how they interact with each other, who's responsible for what, how long each task will take, and that will, after you put all that together in the tool, it will give you your estimated timeline of completion for your project. So MS Project is a key tool to use for planning your projects. Second one is, I would say, PowerPoint. PowerPoint is a good tool as well that people use for presentations. When you're kicking off your project, typically you put together a PowerPoint presentation to present to the stakeholders what you are planning, what are the key areas in your project that they need to understand, what are the key milestones, what is your contract details, what is your contractual deliverables. Sometimes we'll include a high-level tentative timeline and any communication or contact information that needs to be shared with the stakeholders as you begin planning and executing your project. So Microsoft PowerPoint is key for those type of meetings. So I think that this is kind of those suite of really the suite of these applications can be used in several different styles. So you have your Word and you have your Excel. So not to make this video too long, I think the next topic I will talk about is key areas. I talked about tips, so I will talk about techniques as you start planning and executing your project. So we'll get into risk management, time management, and communication management. So see you in the next video. Thanks.